recently the snow has been causing chaos out in the Eredivisie, but of course Ajax still are top of the pile. But what did I pick back at the start of the season? Well, we'll take a little look at it next. Right, folks, back once again with another prediction show. Today we'll take a look back at my early door picks on the Eredivisie. A bleed on the shade, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe. Get you bang today with all things Dutch football related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We're going to know here on the Warruski. That's right, of course. What did I call back in August? Well, we'll have a look at that in 1 minute. But before then, we're going to big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are, your band of men and women supporting this clown right here. I do appreciate that. You know what? A lot of people come here and they look at this and think, who is this guy? Who is this guy? But I do appreciate the people that subscribe, stick around, give the channel some love. And of course, hopefully you'll be with me all the way when we reach the big time, whenever that may be. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, bitches. And I do appreciate your support. Anyway, what we're going to do is go over here to the channel, the hub of all things beautiful that is Blackburn Overseas. Of course, you can see the heroes. Any Dutchies in here? Dutchies? I don't think we've got any Dutchies in there. Nope. But anyway, make sure you bang and subscribe. Check out the links over here. You can go on my Twitter. Just follow these guys. They're all free to go. If you want to go that extra punch, you could become a member of the Patreon gang right here. Make sure you click on that. But we're going to go down to way down here to here. Ada Blader on the shader and take a little look at my picks for the Dutchlands. Of course, it didn't get that much traction, but we're going to revisit it and just see how much knowledge was in the tank for this guy back in, when was this? August the 29th, the day after the most special day in the world, which of course is the 28th. Accept birthday greetings, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you do just. Where are we, Keith? We're going to jump in here. He is at double speed. We're going to go right back here. Hopefully we're going to take a little look at this. We're going to be quick. He's coming at you. Dime a dozen. Let's get into it. Of course, my picks, the real ones are behind me. Of course, down the middle is the real table. So back in the day, I actually went with Sparta Rotterdam in 10th. They're actually in 12th at the moment, so they're on point at the moment. I think they will climb a little bit. They are a decent team, and when you look at the grand scheme of the table, at the end of it, you'll realise that, yeah, they've probably got a bit more quality than the teams just above them, slightly above them. So I do anticipate them to climb a little bit as of right now. We're recording this in the month of February. Things will change dramatically if the season was to conclude, which of course it didn't last time because of the old COVID. So yes, 12th at the moment. My pick was 10th. I'm quietly confident that they'll at least match that, if not exceed that. Well, I'm going to exceed it. I think 10th is a good shout. Into 11th, I went 20 Mar Boys, and right now they're doing much better than my pick. But I anticipate a bit of still a bit of a season of woe for 20. I think they will drop at least a spot, maybe two. I don't think they'll go as low as 11th. I think, that might have been a bit harsh on them into 11th. But they did have the nightmare season for whatever happened last season. Of course, it was abruptly ended, but they were not in good shape last season. So that was my guiding factor was their, how much quality have they got in that tank. And they have got much better than I've been anticipating. So I did call 11th, and right now they're 7th. I do anticipate maybe a couple of positions drop. We'll see. Who else do we have into 12th? Well, we'll have a little look at it in a minute. It was Hercules Almelo. They're doing actually okay. They're in 10th as well at the moment. Again, they might drop off a spot or two, maybe 11th or something like that. So right now they're on point. Closer to my money. I think it's a pretty good start to the picks. I think the 20 is a little bit of a disappointment, but the other two, I think they're on point. Maybe you flip-flop them around and we're okay. Yeah, so I think, and they're a similar size sort of teams as well. Hercules, Almelo and Sparta, they are hard to call. Sometimes they perform Waldies and get the results in the table, and sometimes they get turned over quite easily when you least expect it. So they are a difficult team. Sittard into 13th at the moment. They're actually in 11th, doing again. And the points is tight between themselves. In 11th, 10th place, Almelo on the same points. Sparta one spot less off. That's 2 points. It's within touching distance. So I do anticipate they could trail off a little bit. Likes of maybe who's beneath them. I don't know. Who's likely to make ground. I don't know. We'll see. FC Emmen, will they make ground? I don't know. Actually. It's quite difficult. FC Emmen are actually having a mare right now. I had them in 14th. They're absolutely, I don't think they've got a win so far this season. They're down in the 8th. So it's pretty bad pick for me there. But you know, I came in this blind. I did only had knowledge on a few of the teams out in the Dutchlands, if I'm honest with you. And Emmen were not one of them. So bad pick for me. I had them surviving quite comfortably. Look like they're down quite comfortably. VVV Venlo, they've got the goals in them, of course. So and they're on point as well. I had them in 50th. They're in 14th in the real world. So pretty close to the money. Of course, they got the top goal scorer in the division as of recording. Giannoulis, the Greek wonder kid, of course, scored like a bundle of goals so far this season. He's quite a country mile clear of the nearest and dearest. I think those goals will keep him on point around about here. But have they got the quality to go even further? That could be the case. So, yeah, not too bad with that pick. Next up, we have PEC's Waller. They're actually in 13th. And again, as you can see, from 10th down to 14th, there's only 3 points. So that could easily get rejigged to closer to the money where I am here. The only major disappointment is, of course, not disappointment. I'm quite glad to see FC20 up as high as 7th, but that's the big exclusion from that cluster down there. So 16th place is Zwolle. I have them in 13th, and again, they could get sucked into that relegation. I think the bottom 2 spots are nailed on, though. It's the 16th and up, which I think is airtight. I have RKC Warwick in 17th. I don't know why I've paused here, but they are actually in 15th. And again, well, it is a bit of a gap. So, yeah, goodness gracious me. There's a good 7 points clearance. So they're in their own fight of their own right now, RKC Warwick. I had them into relegation spots. Den Haag are actually down there in 18th. They're in 17th in my eyes, so they're on point there. But Warwick could easily get sucked into that relegation fight with Den Haag. But it'll either be one or the other. But Emmen look like they're toast. So into the top half, we're going to go now into 9th place. It will be somebody like Hedenveen or who else is down there? Some surprise. Vitesse Arnhem, bloody hell, what a season they're having. Up to 3rd at the moment. I think they will trail off. Not as low down as this, maybe down as 5th or something like that. The likes of a PSV, Feyenoord, even AZ Alkmaar will have better quality than Vitesse Arnhem in the long haul. Utrecht, they're having an okay season. They're on point here with me. I did call them an 8th. They're actually in 8th. But they can, of course, a win or two, they could go up to 7th or maybe even 6th. So I wouldn't rule them out. There is a gap, I think, between 7th and above. I think 6th place. So into 7th, Hedenveen was my shout. They're down in 9th. Again, a win away from them. They're not too far away off. So I think we're close. We're close there. I think the top 9 is good. There is, of course, that obvious number who is in 16th spot in the relegation playoff right now. And I can't remember. It must be Wilhelm Twee. Wilhelm Twee had a good season last season. I built off that. And they're coming up soon. And they're nowhere near. There they are, into 6th. Yeah, 16th. Stick a one in front of that, and we're on point. Yeah, forget about it, Wilhelm. You'll be lucky to be in the division next season if you're bloody lucky. I don't know what went wrong with them. I do think they've still got the quality enough to climb up the table, but again, it looks the gap between themselves and 16th and anything above 15th is a push. So into the top 5, we're going to go now. The likes of Groningen will be up here now, I'm sure. There they are in 5th. They're actually in 6th. That's close. That's pretty good. So Vitesse are the elephant in the room here, shooting themselves up to 3rd. Was in chaos into my top 4, and I've got the rest of the top 4 here, which is good. So I'm in all honesty, for a blind man, I'm not saying any disrespect to anyone blind, but a guy going in with 0 to limited knowledge on the Dutch thing, I'm pretty content with this. So into the Power 4 we will go. Who's in there? Probably the likes of Feyenoord into 4th. I think I would say Feyenoord into 4th. I think I recall this now. I think I went with an obvious. A major error in my top honours here. So Feyenoord into 4th. They're actually in 4th. So that's good. That is very, very good. I'm happy with that. Content with that. And that's probably on point where they are. They might even squeeze into 3rd at this season. We shall see. The gap between Vitesse and Feyenoord is 4 points, so that they may close in a little bit if Vitesse start to panic a little bit as the season comes to a close, with them facing the likes of possibly Europa League action, if not Champions League action, if they can get back into the form they were in pre-Christmas. But Vitesse Arnhem, of course, don't look like they're going to get to that. Because the juggernaut above them is PS Bloody V. Just 1 point clear at the moment of Vitesse. Of course, I don't know when they're going to be playing again. If they've not played each other twice already, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, I've got this a little bit ropey to dopey. As you can see, the top two. One of them is Ajax, and I think I did go Ajax in second. I went stupid and went with AZ Alkmaar. I think I should have stuck with my roots. I stuck with tradition. Yeah, as you can see, there we are. Of course, I had AZ Alkmaar into, well, they're in 5th as of right now. I still believe that they could make a push for top 2. But right here, right now, they've got a lot of work to do. First and foremost, they've got to get into the top 4 and actually break into the top 3. It looks like a challenge. They're 5 points adrift at the moment. If they can get up to 3rd, then maybe they can push Ajax for the title. But Ajax is 7 points clear at the moment, and I don't see anything but an Ajax title at the moment. So anyway, that's what I thought back in the day. This is what I think will happen though with the rest of the season. Yeah, Wilhelmswell will climb a little bit anyway, up to the 15th. VVV Vienna will also climb as well to the top 12. Hercules Alma and Sparta will reign pretty much as they were. 20 into 7th. BT's down to 5th. I do have AZ Alkmaar into 4th, Feyenoord and PSV. Pretty much a cop-out really there. Ajax will remain top of the pops. So yeah, so it looks like I've got this one badly wrong with AZ Alkmaar coming out on top, of course, champions. But you never know. Football is a strange old beast, and you never know. It might get abolished just like it did last season with no champions declared at all. But that will be daylight robbery for Ajax. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the old thumbs up. And if you're new, bang your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Eredivisie related, world football related. We've got it all here under one rooski. Also check out the links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. I'm on all of these. And again, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become the latest member of the Patreon gang. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love. See you all very soon. Mask up, and of course, we'll be back with, of course, extensive Eredivisie coverage right here.